very for a comprehensive discussion of North Korean-Russian relations, not narrowly focused on one subject, who's going to buy what in military hardware. What if I can step back and look at that separate question, which has been the focus of attention in the West? The notion has been that the Russians are dependent on North Korean supplies of additional artillery shells, and that they're possibly looking at medium-range ballistic missiles, for which North Korea is a major supplier. That is part of the story, and I will get to that. But I think it's all being put on the wrong axis. It's being put on the assumption that Russia needs peace urgently for its ongoing war in Ukraine. I don't believe that's the case. I believe we're talking about long-term supply.
Right, so in fact, I was just going to come to this, as you rightly mentioned, the potential arms deal is high on the agenda. In fact, I was just trying to understand what could be the practical implications if such a deal does go through.
Russia's preparing for war with Ukraine. That's the implication. The Russians don't need these supplies for the ongoing war. They're doing just fine. However, by concluding agreements with North Korea on the medium-range ballistic missiles, for which North Korea is said to have among the most advanced equipment in the world, and on agreements for supply of artillery, so the Russians will be better positioned to pursue major offensive against Ukraine in coming months. What do I mean? We already know from news released by the Russians that they have brought up to the front large numbers of elite standards. They're hypersonic strike missiles. These were used very sparingly. And the reason is that Russia, unlike NATO, has been prepared for follow-on expansion of this war to beyond the frontiers of Ukraine to the NATO-Russia war. Western Europe has given Ukraine a vast amount of what armaments they had in storage, and frankly speaking, has demilitarized itself voluntarily. The Russians have not done that. They've been very sparing in application of their most advanced equipment, whether indeed based on their hypersonic missiles or their latest T-90 most advanced tanks. And the Russians are going to buy from North Korea what they need for the future, not what they need for the present.
Because you're my friend. Right. Yes, absolutely. You're my friend. This company is extremely isolated on the individual together. Of course. What do Russia and North Korea stand to gain from this potential arms deal? You explain that Russia is preparing for war with NATO. What would you say North Korea stands to gain?
Well, let's take this again, a review. Who needs whom? It's widely assumed that Russian-Chinese relations, Russia is the junior partner and China is the senior partner. That's erroneous. They both need one another very much for slightly different reasons. I will go into that. But with North Korea, the same question comes up. Who needs whom more? They both need it. Russia has military technologies which the North Koreans want. These include technologies in submarine warfare, electronic warfare, and it is conceivable that the Russians will share some. They also have airplane, jet fighter technologies, which could be very interesting to North Korea. So North Koreans stand a lot to gain in the military sphere if they establish a proper trading relationship with Russia. They also, of course, in the general economic sphere, have to gain from Russia's potential supplies of crucial materials, that is, first of all, oil, gas to North Korea, and then the agricultural products. We know very well that North Korea has a difficult time finding supplies, agricultural supplies, to satisfy the needs of its domestic population. For Russia, helping them out this way is no problem at all. And lastly, there is hard currency reserves, which Russians can buy some of these armaments with hard currency, which is very much in the interest of North Korea.
All right. Dr. thank you so much for joining us on the Long Video perspective.
Thank you for having me.
Let's move our attention to the war in Ukraine now. Ukraine says its forces have retaken control of an oil and gas drilling platform in the Black Sea. The drilling platform was under the Russian control since the year 2015. Now, Ukraine says that the recapturing was completed in one of the operations in the region, in which a fierce battle took place between Ukrainian special forces on boats and Russian Sukhoi 30 fighter jets. Ukraine added that the Russian jet was hit and forced to retreat. Ukrainian troops have also reported recapturing of lands in the south and east. Deputy Defense Minister says that Ukrainian forces have pushed back around Bakhmut. Further south, Ukraine's forces have battled their way into a village. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has also acknowledged the advancements.
Firstly, at the front line, over the past 7 days, we have made advances in varying directions. There is a movement in Bakhmut direction. There is a movement.
The actual celebrity is. He's holding his arms and frowning.
According to Ukrainian officials, its troops have regained control of about 49 square kilometers near Bakhmut since they started their counter-offensive, that is. However, Ukrainian soldiers have been hampered by vast Russian minefields and trenches.
He's dug up all his weapons. Oh my God, I got
Another global news, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has met with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Well, a possible arms deal could be on the table. And as observers remain cautious, North Korea has fired 2 ballistic missiles, that too just ahead of the meeting between the two leaders. Well, the two leaders are expected to offer each other increased support in the escalating standoff with the West. Additionally, Kim is also expected to seek Russian economic and military technology in exchange for munitions to be used in Russia's war in Ukraine. Well, the duo is meeting at the Vostochny Cosmodrome in eastern Russia. The spaceport is now Russia's key space launch facility after coming into service in 2016. Well, it is located some 900 miles north of Vladivostok.
Tony, I don't know how I can possibly thank you. We don't need to thank you. I have hundreds of millions of dollars. I keep it in my forehead. Well, I better be going. I can't. I have 2.
Well, according to Russian news agency, Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced that Moscow will help Pyongyang build satellites. The visuals on his screen right now. It shows the two leaders inspecting the facilities at the spaceport.
We want to give a special shout out to little Hudson on his birthday.
Meanwhile, South Korean military and Japanese Coast Guard confirmed that North Korea fired 2 ballistic missiles towards the Sea of Japan. The missiles fell out of Japan's economic zone. Well, no further details such as the missile's size or range have been released so far. The launch came just hours before the closely watched Kim-Putin summit. As per the North Korean state media, Kim has described his visit to Russia as a clear show of strategic importance. And on your screens right now are the latest visuals of the meeting between North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Damn you all.
These are the latest visuals of both the leaders who are currently meeting in east of Russia. It's the second time that the North Korean leader is meeting the Russian president. The last time they met was in 2019. But this is also Kim, like I mentioned, Kim Jong-un's second known visit to Russia. And these are live visuals of the two leaders who are currently meeting in east of Russia. Well, experts and observers say that there is a potential arms deal on the table between the two leaders.
He did. Ryan, what are you doing here?
This is also the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic that the North Korean leader has left his hermit kingdom and has traveled all the way to Russia to meet with the Russian president. These are the latest visuals of both the leaders meeting. They're currently meeting in east of Russia.
Friends are people who come in and out of our lives.
Meanwhile, Western nations as well as Ukraine have expressed concerns over a possible arms deal between the two nations. UN Security Council members, they traded barbs on this issue on Tuesday.
You can forgive me. Oh, that's okay. Nothing could ever come between us. I'm even going to make a speech at your wedding.
We will
So
continue
Brian and I
to
are down in
identify,
Mexico,
expose,
and as
and
usual,
counter
he doesn't have any
Russia's
cash
attempts to acquire military equipment from the DPRK or any other state that is prepared to support Russia's war
At the end of the
against
show, we
Ukraine.
sometimes do something silly.